Real Talk, Body of Christ Real Talk. Welcome to another episode of Super Saturday. It's now 9:18 in the Chicago area. Whatever time it is in your area, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the Body of Christ Real Talk, Super Saturday, where I talk about losing weight, being physical fit, and getting ready for the challenges that's coming upon us, or that has come upon us. Now, I left off the last episode talking about the Food and Drug Administration in the United States. Your country may be different, but it's becoming globally now. But I believe it's still number one in the United States. And the last chart I checked from last year, I think we was number 12. I thought we was higher. Number 12th obese people in the world. I thought we would be higher, but what makes that still bad, even though it might be higher now or lower, us, the United States, being the number 12, if it's accurate, most obese people on the planet, is because of our economy. We have no reason of business being number 12 over all the countries in the world. That's high. And like I said, I thought we was higher, but that's high because what? Because we're not a poor country. We're the most powerful country, military-wise and economy-wise. We have the most millionaires and billionaires in our country. We have many hospitals and some great doctors, some of the greatest physicians, but we're still the number 12th most obese country in the world. The last data that I checked. Now, it changes every year, those datas, but that was the last year data thing that I looked at. Number 12th in the country. The countries that's above us is countries I can't even. Somalia is one. Well, not Somalia, but a lot of countries that I never heard of. Small countries are obese, and a lot of them got reasons why, because they're poor and they eat all kind of stuff that's whatever. But the United States has no problem. I mean, they have no excuse for being like we are obese. Now, you have to say, many people ask questions. I'm the person who don't ask why no more, because I know why. And people still ask today, why America so fat? Why they don't do anything about that? Why this allowed this? Why Biden allowed this? Why this person allowed this? And I don't ask the why no more, because I know the why. The why is it's on purpose. It's just, I was listening to one ex-mobster and an actor that plays a mobster. Michael Freezy was one of the top mob bosses in the world. Italian mob bosses. I think his name is Michael Freezy. And then a good actor, Chaz Paminetti. I love his acting. The Bronx Tale, a movie directed by Robert De Niro, who's gone strictly left and woke. Shame on you, Robert De Niro. But anyway, Chaz Paminetti was talking about, and he was asking those same questions. He is known as the middleman. What do I mean by middleman? He said he's not a Democrat or a Republican. Some people might say that's a cop-out. Sometimes it is, but hey, you be what you be. But he said he's not a Democrat or Republican. I don't care about the political names myself either, because I'm not either. I consider myself a man of God, a Christian, but I use common sense, like Chaz was saying, and I look at things in the common sense way. So whatever way is leaning towards, if I was a voter, I would vote that way, if I was a voter. And I think all voters should. But anyway, they was talking about it. But a lot of this from Chaz, which is he was sincere, because I think if he looked more into it, he'd see the why himself. And I think he really knows the why, but a lot of people don't like to open up about it, but that's just my opinion. I don't ask the why anymore. And many people don't want to know what I have to say. I just call it like it is. I call it duck like it is. It's on purpose. It's been planned. It's a show called Redacted, and there's whistleblowers on there. There's a lot of whistleblowers coming out that's exposing the pandemic, that the virus and the vaccines was all planned. That's not shocking to me. I knew that. Well, some people still want to accept that the virus was planned. It was man-made. It wasn't from no rat, no bat, and anything like that. It was planned for years ago, since, 2015 and before. 2010, they've been planning this. See, Fauci let it slip. Gates let it slip. The virus outbreak was planned. You see these movies coming out, like Contagion or Outbreak, right before the outbreak of the virus. You have to say, like Arsenio Hall said, makes you want to say, why these movies came out. The movie Contagion and the movie Outbreaks, all these movies came out a few years before the outbreak of the virus. This stuff is planned. It's almost like they was getting you prepared mentally. I don't have no proof of that, but I believe, this is just my observation. It's an observational belief that, they had it planned and everything like that. Now, back to the Food and Drug Administration. Chaz Palminteri, the actor, if I'm saying this the name correctly, and Michael Freezy, the ex-mob boss, big-time mob boss, he's a Christian now. He's a believer. Thank God for that. Hopefully Chaz has become a believer now. But his God could be any God that you want to do the right thing. And that's still, it's not good enough in the eyes of God. There's only one God you can serve. So Chaz, hopefully, Michael could talk to him and he become a believer as well. But that's another story, because that's always the goal here on Body of Christ. Real Talk myself is for you to be saved and come into the knowledge of the truth. And I think one day Chaz may become a believer of the body of Christ. I will pray for that and I will hope for that. Okay. Now I really got to pray for that. So, okay. So I like Chaz. He's an outstanding actor. He's a good man. But the same question I will come around where people just don't know what's going on. They either don't research or they're scared to research. They know what the truth is. Some people don't just believe there's an ultimate evil. Some people still cannot accept that America has an ultimate evil. The government, the Pentecost, the systems. And it's still hard for a lot of Americans to see that. They cannot accept that. America, the land of the free, this freedom country, all the great history and stuff like that. And I question the history because a lot of American history was false. It was false. And I'm just being real here. And I don't want to call America a cesspool like some people does. And the reason I would not do that because there's many decent people in America. The majority of the American people are decent people. I'm talking about the system. So I wouldn't call American a cesspool, And there's still believers and Christians and body of Christ people that mean well. So there's good people here in America. So I wouldn't call American a cesspool. I don't knock the whole American like some people do. Anti-American, no. I knock the system. I'm with them on the system. Not in a woke way. And not in a cancel culture, wicked, perverted, selfish way, because they don't mean that either. It's all an agenda. But America being crooked in a lot of their systems, yes, they are. They've been for years. And most people cannot accept that. They don't look at America like that, but they look at other countries like that, like China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, as the evilest cabals. And they are. The government is, not the people. Let's not knock the people. See? That's not like the people. It's the leadership. It's the devil-ran leadership. See, that's corrupt. So therefore, the countries look at corrupt, like Colombia, Mexico. It's the leadership that allows the cartels to do what they do. It's the leadership. It always has been the leadership. Not so much the people. It's the wicked leadership. But many people only see that in other countries. See, they can't see it and accept that it's inside here in America that's killing their own people. See, why do you think they allow illegal immigration? Not because they're incompetent, not because they don't know how to stop it or they make stupid laws because they're stupid. It's because they do it on purpose. It was planned. Illegal immigration, all this stuff was planned. Why do you think so much since Biden been to office, so many perverted and moral laws are stacking up so fast? Because sooner or later they're not going to keep getting this stuff done. It's going to be stopped sooner or later, because everything comes to an end, even evil. Just like good, everything comes to an end. See? So they push these laws purposely. They know it's wicked. They know it's perverted. They push these laws. Why do FDA, CDC pass laws that stop things from hurting people, then other things that's hurting people they don't? That's even worse. They do it purposely. Ka-ching. They get money. They're part of the cabal. So my point is, the Food and Drug Administration, since we're talking about physical and fitness, has been killing us for years. That's why we're so fat, man, and unhealthy. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I was there, and I still got ways to go. It not only affected us in our weight, but it affected us in our health, it affected us in our heart, it affected us in our vision, it affected us in our oral, bad teeth, periodontal disease, gum disease, mentally, dementia is on the rise, autism is on the rise, all this stuff is on the rise. And believe it or not, baby, it has a lot to do with food and the poisonous medication that they give you to patch it up, to keep you coming back and forth to those doctors' office. They don't recommend eating meat. They might recommend eating vegetables, which is pretty decent, but they don't recommend eating meat. They tell you to stay away from it. Stop a lot of eating meat. They tell you, they say eat fruits and everything, but take these statins, take this melatonin, take this type of stuff when it comes to diabetics. They push that stuff on you. Their number one thing is always medications, not your diet. Now, I'm not saying all doctors. It's always usually medications they push on you purposely. They train to do that. They train to ignore a simple diet, a metabolic diet. What is a metabolic diet? A metabolic doctor's job is to try to find a healing for your issues in a food and diet ways, not medications. Food is number one to change our health when it comes to a metabolic doctor. You see what I'm saying? Heart, inflammation, diabetes, gut problems, leaky guts, which means inflammation, gas. You know, a lot, especially black people, we got a lot of gas. We fart a lot. We stay bloated a lot because of the bad junk and the processed food we eat. That's why black people, now white people fart too. Don't get me wrong, you know. But my point is, we have some of the highest hypertension and high blood pressure in black people because of what we eat. You know, the greasy foods, the fried food. It's not the meat. It's what we put on it that has us bloating and gassed up and diabetic and hypertension. But believe me, it's not the meat. It's the ultra-processed food, especially in the poor neighborhoods, the junk foods, the potato chips, the cookies and all that stuff, the fake meat, the fake hot dogs, all that ultra-processed food, the fake cheese that tastes like plastic. If the cheese don't melt in the oven, let alone don't melt in a microwave, and it still don't change, you know that's fake. You know it's fake. And I have ate plastic cheese before. See, the buildup of all that junk in our bodies over the years, it depends what age you are. I was born in 1964, the end of the baby boomers. I was born in 1964, the end of the baby boomers going into Generation X. Okay, so I'm like in between late baby boomers and Generation X, 1964. Just think about since 1964, the process and the bad foods that I have been consuming in my body. See, just think about you, whatever year you was born in, you know, when an ultra processed food started growing. If you was born in the 40s or 50s, yes, it wasn't that bad. But as the ultra processed food was growing, going into the 60s, 70s, 80s and stuff like that, and when it really got stronger in the 70s and 80s, we have been putting a lot of poison in our bodies. You think about that buildup from then. And most people here in America still eat that way. Black, white, and Latino are some of the worst eaters, especially Latinos and black people. We still are some of the worst eaters. Some of the Mexican food is so bad, as well as some of the black soul food are so bad, even though it tastes good. That's always been the key for the Food and Drug Administration, to keep tasting good, man, and looking good. That's always been the motto of America. You notice that? And you look at television, you look at the commercials, you look at different things like that. Even their diet solutions are bad because it's not real stuff. They always add some type of sugar, oils, or some type of fructose or glucose with all their even diets. See? But they always often knock meat and fat. Everything low fat. See? And you ought to come to your sisters, wow, meat always get knocked. It's done on purpose. Think about that. I'm going to talk about other things in my journey and everything, you know, about the diet that I'm on, the carnivore all meat diet, and explain that more. But we need to wake up, folks. We're on our own when it comes to our bodies. It's a tough challenge. We're in a war against our own country that's trying to take us down, to make themselves richer. It's beyond illegal immigration. It's beyond transgenderism. It's poisoning our food and our drinks and our liquids and everything. They're out to take us down. Real talk. Let's get into that. Body of Christ, real talk. Peace out. Love you all.